It was midnight, and darkness shrouded the old house. 10-year-old Layla sat on her bed, watching shadows dance on the wall. Beside her, her little brother Omar hid his head under the covers. Suddenly, a strange sound came from downstairs. "Did you hear that?" Layla whispered to Omar. He nodded, eyes wide with fear. The sound came again, a soft creaking noise, like old wood bending. "I'm scared, Layla," said Omar. Layla took a deep breath. Though fear clutched her heart, she had to be brave for both of them. "Stay close to me," she said as she grabbed a flashlight and headed towards the door. The old house became eerie at night. The once familiar walls now seemed to close in on them. Layla and Omar tiptoed down the staircase, each step making a creak that echoed through the hallways. They followed the sound, leading them to the basement door. It was slightly ajar. Cold air seeped through the gap, sending shivers down their spines. "We have to find out what's making that noise," Layla said, trying to sound confident. She pushed the door open slowly and shone her flashlight inside. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing old furniture covered in white sheets, boxes stacked high, and cobwebs hanging like curtains. Just as they stepped into the basement, they heard a whisper. It was faint, almost like a hiss, and it sent chills up their spines. "Who's there?" Layla called out, her voice trembling. There was no response, only the lingering echo of her words. But they could feel it now, a presence watching them. Layla's flashlight caught a movement in the corner of the room. It was a shadow, and it darted across the wall. "Did you see that?" Omar gasped. Layla nodded, her heart pounding. "We need to find out what it is," she said resolutely. As they approached the corner, the shadow took shape, a ghostly figure with hollow eyes and a tattered dress. "Leave this place," it moaned. Omar clung to Layla, trembling. "What do we do?" he whimpered. "We have to be brave," Layla said, thinking quickly. She remembered something from a book she had read about spirits needing closure. "Maybe it's trapped here because it needs help," she muttered. She took a deep breath and addressed the spirit. "How can we help you?" she asked. The ghost's eyes softened, and it pointed to a box. Layla and Omar opened it to find an old diary. They read through the pages and discovered it belonged to a girl who had lived in the house long ago. She had lost something precious and couldn't leave until it was found. "Do you mean this?" Layla asked, holding up an old locket she found in the box. The ghost nodded and started to fade. "Thank you," it whispered before disappearing completely. The house was silent once more, the air feeling lighter. "We did it," Omar said, his voice filled with awe. Layla smiled, hugging her brother. They had faced their fears and helped a lost spirit find peace. From that night on, the old house no longer seemed eerie. Instead, it felt like they had made a new, unseen friend.